That word is verboten from now on. Is prospecting. It's out the door. Okay? Because when I say prospecting, I think everybody thinks that means dialing for dollars. Greg, you're pretty successful at what you do for a living. How many cold calls do you make a day?
Today, very few.
Very few. Right. Prospecting's not dialing for dollars. It can be. It doesn't have to be. It's just one way of doing it. Okay? So from now on, our term's marketing. What you're really doing is marketing your business, right? You're creating awareness in the community that you are the credible expert for real estate, not for anything else. Like, if you want to talk to me about just about any topic on the planet, I'm a complete idiot. I have no expertise. We had people over for dinner Saturday night and they want to talk politics the whole time. And I was like, God, just get out. That's what just get out. Because I don't know and I don't care. Right? I want to be a credible expert for real estate. When you need to buy or sell a home, I want you to, like, there wouldn't be anybody else to call, just me, right? So how do I get people to think about me that way? Marketing. I market myself that way as the credible expert for real estate for my people. Does everybody in Atlanta think of me? Am I the go-to, top of mind, right off your tongue? Who's the most credible real estate agent in Atlanta? Do 7 million people say Mike is? No. The people that are aware of me say that. Hopefully. Make sense? So then, who's aware of you? Who is that? And if you can't answer that question right there, that's your problem. You don't have enough. You need to be the credible expert to a certain group of people, to somebody. And the bigger that number is, the more business will come your way. Does it make sense? Does that mean dialing for dollars? Well, for some people it does. But I will contend this. If that's the only way you're doing it, if you're just dialing for dollars and that's your only source of business, you're going to have problems. Because the people you're dialing, you don't have any credibility with. You're just a voice on the telephone. So marketing comes from a whole different thing. What you heard Catherine talk to you about last week. Is Catherine right?
Yeah.
She's right for her. Okay? So could I build a very strong real estate business just using video and social media in my business? I probably couldn't. I'm not good enough at it. She was. She's just oriented that way. It was natural to her. Like the question, every time I attend something where she's doing a talk, I ask her the same question every time. So what do you say to people that aren't as verbally oriented as you are? Because she just turns the camera on and starts talking, and it just comes natural to her. And if it does for you, then great. But I'm guessing that out of all the people in the room right now, some of you are thinking, it just doesn't come second nature to me like that. Like I can do it, but I struggle with it and it's really hard for me. Okay, that's fine. You're a different person. Dialing for dollars, it's one way. Catherine's way of doing it, that was one way. Leanne's gotten really into the ninja selling program. That's another way. There's all kinds of ways. But how should you spend your time every day? So I just drew a little pyramid up here. And if you just looked at the pyramid as your day, okay, so what goes into a real estate agent's day? What are all the different activities that you have to get done? Marketing? Okay, great. What else? What else do you have to get done today?
Contracts.
Okay. Can we put that under like administration? So you have administrative things in your business that you have to get done, right? Paperwork, so to speak, right? Okay. What else?
Appointments.
Okay. What else?
Would you put,
Go ahead, Jim. I'm sorry?
Follow-up.
Okay. Can we count that under marketing? Would that be okay? I kind of think they're the same thing.
Okay.
Okay. Greg?
would you put solving problems in admin, or is that a separate item?
I don't know. Let's come back to that. Casey?
Personal items, personal things,
Like,
going home and sleeping.
there's always the weak little weenie in the room, right?
You gotta be just trying to be fair.
Okay. Are there others? If we put Greg's under admin, problems, exception handling, okay? Okay, so that's what you've got to get done every day. Can anybody think of a fifth?
Research.
Research?
Education.
Education and research.
Okay. Okay. Are you okay if we put that under the administrative part? Okay, it's just like administration to me is just like all the stuff I have to do. Like continuing ed, well I have to do that to keep my license, right? Or take a class, well I have to do that to learn, or to me that's just no different than the listing I have to get entered and the contract I have to process. It's just all like stuff. Fair enough? Okay, so we got 4 things. You could debate it and you could break it down and you could make it more than 4 and that's fine, okay? But just using these 4 for the purposes of time today, if you use a pyramid and the bottom of the pyramid is obviously bigger, more time, all the way up to the top, which is the least time, where would you put them?
Marketing at the bottom.
Okay.
I think that's what Mike wants to hear.
I know, that's why I don't want you to tell me. Let's do it this way. Let's don't do it. What are you doing right now? What takes up most of your day out of the 4?
Admin.
Would you say, Tara?
Probably personal and admin.
Okay, admin and personal. Okay, does anybody have one of the other 4 take up the most part of your day? Okay, good. So I would say personal probably at the bottom because, right? Because you spend more time on personal. Some of you spend a lot more time on personal than you do on admin. So you got personal, okay? Then you've got admin. Is that fair? Who disagrees with that so far? Nobody. We have 100% agreement on
You
the...
mean that's what we should do?
No, what you are.
Should really do.
What you are doing right now.
I'd say that is correct.
Who is it different for?
I think they could be interchangeable, but yeah.
Good. What's next up the pyramid? So you have appointments and you have marketing now.
Marketing.
Okay. Who thinks that they spend more time on appointments than they do on marketing? Okay.
I do marketing every day, but I don't have appointments every day. So.
Okay. By and large, that pretty much true for everybody? In a week, you spend, of the 4 activities, you spend the least amount of hours on an appointments and the most amount of time on administrative.
Probably.
Who's that not true for? Okay, it's true for everybody. What do you think it should be?
Marketing should be at the bottom.
If marketing solves all problems, then marketing should be the greatest time expenditure.
Yes.
Okay. So how would you, Bob, you're being quiet this morning. How would you flip this around? Or would you? Would you keep it just like it is?
No, I mean, it would be marketing, appointments, admin, personal.
Well, let's leave personal down at the bottom because we're talking about all of your home life, right? So that's just going to comprise most of your week. Okay? But of what's left now, well, I'm not going to be the guy that puts personal at the top and tells you that, Bob has a dog. Right? 2 dogs. Okay? That's it. Okay? So his personal, he might be able to move personal way up the pyramid. Okay? Some of you have children at home, right? Or you have life responsibilities, right? Okay, so you can't do that. So just for the purposes of today, let's just leave this here. These 3. What order should they be in?
Marketing, appointments, admin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now here's the point I want to make with you. I believe this so much because it's been my experience, not because I heard it somewhere, but because I lived it. And I believe this so much. I know the power of getting this in the right order to you is so important. It'll change your life. It'll change everything in your life. And that might be why you're not willing to do it. The fear of the unknown. They call it fear of success, which I always thought was just the stupidest thing I ever heard. Like, who's afraid of success? Most people are afraid of success because it changes life and we don't like change. We're afraid of getting out of our comfort zone. As animals, all animals go towards their comfort zone. Why do raccoons break into your trash can?
Easy.
Why do they do that? It's easier, right? Rivers wind. Why do rivers wind? They take the easiest path. If they run into stone, they're going to go away from the stone. That's why rivers wind. Animals break into your trash can because it's an easier source of food. Everybody in this room, wants the easiest path. It's hard to force yourself to go the hard path. It's hard, and we don't like that. Fear of success. It always sounded really stupid to me. No, it's that change. I don't want my life to, I want the things I want to, I don't want relationships to change. Oh, they will. Start making more money. You're going to start having issues in your life with people that you never had before. It'll change. Everything will change. And that's where that fear of success comes from. But what I learned is, this is so important. It will change everything for you if you get it in the right order. And I believe that so much that I went out and I built Help. And Zoe has a job because of this. And the day I don't think this is true anymore, Zoe, I love you. We'll always be buddies, but you don't have a job here anymore. And Dwayne doesn't have a job, and Melissa doesn't have a job, and Karen doesn't have a job. I don't need them. Why? Because I don't want the administrative part of your job, all that shit, to take up any more time than it absolutely has to take. There are some things that only you can do. I don't think you can staff them out. But there's only some things. Many things, most things, you don't have to do. I don't want you doing anything you don't have to do. If Zoe can edit a video for you in 15 minutes and it would take you 3 hours, then I want her to edit the video for you. What'd you do all day yesterday?
Videos.
What about videos?
I edited them.
Almost all day. Her eyes were tired and bloodshot at the end of the day. Why? Because Catherine came in, did her thing, everybody's gotten all charged up and doing videos, which is great, and Zoe's going, oh, this is awesome. Yeah, but she can do it in 15 minutes and it would have taken you 3 hours. Now, what do you do? What do you do with the other 2 hours? And that cost you what? Did you charge anybody yesterday? Really? So I just paid her to sit here all day yesterday and edit your videos. And she didn't charge anybody $1. Because of this. The other 2 hours and 45 minutes that you theoretically saved, what did you do with it? And if you tell me you used it for marketing, I go, awesome, then it's working. And if you tell me I just bucked around the rest of the day, then I go, see, it doesn't work then. You're violating the deal. The deal is, I'm going to free you up as much as possible on the administrative stuff so that you can work on the marketing and then the resulting appointments. But if you get it out of order or you don't honor the deal, then it all starts to fall apart. And all I did was pay Zoe yesterday to make your life a little bit cushier. So you just didn't have to hassle with that. But you didn't replace it with a productive activity. And if that's you, then cut that shit out, okay? Because you're hurting yourself. The deal is this marketing, interacting with people so that they view you as the credible expert, whoever your people are. And in this room, it's a wide variety. Jay, who do you work with?
Investors.
Investors. Bob, who do you work with?
Purcell Banners.
Carl, you live in a big neighborhood. Hopefully you did something yesterday to create a marketing image of yourself within the neighborhood. Everybody's doing something different. They're all right. As long as your pyramid is in the right order. And if your pyramid's not in the right order, then I don't want to hear you bitch. I'm not getting what I want, need, or deserve. Yeah, you're probably not. And that's probably not going to change. So here's what the industry does in response to that. Like, I could do this too. It's easy. It's not right, but it's easy. So, hey, Greg, why don't you come be on my team? And I'll give you leads. Okay, just come be on my team, dude. I'll fill you up. All you have to do is just help people buy homes and go on listing appointments. Doesn't that sound great?
Sounds like a great deal.
Mm-hmm. Great. Great. I'll keep 65% of the commission dollars generated. You get 35%. But you don't have to do any marketing, Greg. We're going to take that right out of the pyramid for you. And what I say to that is, Greg, don't do that. That's the most expensive marketing move you'll ever make in your career. Don't do that. Watch, Carl, you live in Legacy Park. How many homes?
1900-ish.
Let's just round it off and call it 2,000. Okay? 2,000 homes, which means roughly you should have 140 to 180 transaction sides a year at an average sales price of what?
300.
Okay, so think about that for a second. Okay, he lives in there, and you're on the board, I think, too, aren't you? Okay, and he's got 150 plus transactions a year in his own neighborhood with an average gross commission of over $10,000 per deal. Sound fairly significant to you? If Carl just captures a slice of that business, that's a lot of money, right? All he's got to do is capture a slice of that business, and he lives there. What an inside scoop you have. Yeah, but does anybody know Carl in the neighborhood? Carl, don't go be on my team and give away the money. That, let's just say you were on a 70-30 split here. That 30 to 40% extra that team wants to take so you don't have to do any marketing, no, you actually told me this morning, why wouldn't you do that?
Laziness?
Other than that, what would be your concern?
I don't have a concern, but
But you told me this morning why somebody might not be willing to do that.
Effort.
So what he said this morning that he's forgotten is risk. I don't want to spend the money up front without a guarantee of something coming back. But if you did spend 30% of everything you make on marketing, would you make it back?
Oh, yeah.
What if you didn't?
No risk, no reward.
Right, you would. And that's what I say to you. But I don't even say that. I mean, don't pay somebody else.
Don't pay yourself.
Don't pay that much money. My God, what are you talking about?